Hello student, I am Deepak Mahale, professor at Shivajirao S. Zonle Knowledge City, Asangaon. In the previous video, we have seen what is types of loads and types of stresses. In this video, we will see what is stress concentration, endurance limit, factor of safety and fatigue. Now we will see stress concentration. Stress concentration is defined as the irregularity in stress distribution caused by abrupt changes of form. In simple words, we can see that whenever a machine component changes the shape of its cross section, the simple stress distribution no longer hold good. This irregularity in the stress distribution caused by abrupt changes of form is called as stress concentration. In the figure, we can see that a step shaft is pulled by a tensile load W. In that, a little consideration will show that the nominal stress is uniform in the both end of the shaft, but at the region where the cross section is changed, the stress distribution will be redistributed and stress will be occur at that point. That is called stress concentration. Stress concentration may occur due to surface irregularity or poor surface finish of the manufactured product. Change in cross section such as stepped axle, keyways, grooves or threaded holes. Variation in mechanical properties of material from point to point due to cavities, cracks or air pockets formed in the component while manufacturing that product with casting process. Concentrated load applied at minimum areas of machine parts such as contact between gear teeth and beam and its support. At the gear teeth, the cross-section area will be lesser as compared to its center. Therefore, at gear teeth, the stress concentration will occur more. Now, we will see method of reducing the stress concentration. The stress concentration is reduced by providing the fillets and undercutting and notches to the component. In the figure, we can see that first figure is without any notches or fillet, the stress will be more at the cross section where the cross section is changes. In the second figure, we see that the fillet is provided to the shaft, then the stress concentration will be lesser as compared to first figure. In the third figure, we can see that notches are engraved onto the shaft, the stress will be redistributed and that component can be used or preferred for the manufacturing of the machinery or where it can be used. Next method to reduce the stress concentration is by providing additional notches and holes. In the figure, we can see that one hole is engraved into the shaft where the stress concentration is more. In the second figure, we can see that two small holes as compared to first hole is made on both sides of that hole to redistribute that stress to lesser that stress concentration at that first bigger hole. That is the method to reduce the stress concentration. Now we will see endurance limit. Endurance limit is also called as fatigue limit. It is defined as the maximum value of completely reverse bending stress which a standard specimen can withstand without failure for infinite number of cycles of loads. To understand this definition, we will consider one shaft which is held at two ends by bearing and a load W is applied at the center of that shaft as shown in figure. By applying the load W at center, the shaft will try to bend, which is shown in the second figure. Shaft will not bend as given in the figure. For better understanding, I have shown this diagram. But in actual practice, the shaft will bend in microns, which is not seen by the normal eyes. When the specimen or a shaft rotates, bending stress in the figure, you can see that the upper fiber of the specimen is in the compression and lower fiber of the specimen is in the tensile stress. When the specimen rotates, the bending stress at the upper fiber vary from maximum compressive to maximum tensile, whereas the bending stress at the bottom fiber vary from maximum tensile to maximum compressive. In other words, we can say that specimen is subjected to completely reversed stresses, means the stresses in the upper fiber and lower fiber will be changes as the shaft or specimen is rotating. The completely reversed stresses are represented by time stress graph. As shown in figure, we can see that the time is taken on x-axis and stresses are compressive stress or tensile stress is taken on y-axis. In that, if we consider upper fiber of the specimen, stress from maximum compressive goes to maximum tensile, which is shown by a sine wave in the time stress graph. Number of cycles required to produce failure at the given stress are recorded and noted. Then these results are plotted in a stress cycle graph. This graph is also known as SN curve. In this graph, the number of cycles are taken on x-axis and stress is taken on y-axis. A little consideration will show that if the design stress is kept lower than the certain value as shown by dotted line in the figure, the material will not fail, whatever may be the number of cycles. This stress, which is shown by dotted line, is known as endurance limit or a fatigue limit. Now we will see factor of safety. There are a number of parameters which are difficult to evaluate accurately in design analysis, such as uncertainty in magnitude of external forces acting on the component, variation in the properties of material like yield strength or ultimate strength of that material, variation in the dimension of component due to imperfect workmanship, means if we manufacture that product with skilled worker, the product will be high accuracy. If we manufacture that product with semi-skilled or unskilled worker, the product quality will be less accurate. In order to ensure the safety against such circumstances, factor of safety is used. Factor of safety is defined as ratio of maximum stress to the working stress. What is working stress or maximum stress? While designing a machine parts, it is desirable to keep the stress lower than the maximum stress at which the failure takes place. This stress is known as working stress or design stress. The factor of safety mathematically given by maximum stress upon working stress or design stress. For example, train bogie. Train bogie is designed with the 100 beds on that train bogie, but the number of passengers which are sit on in that bogie on around 500 or more. That factor is taken into account while designing that bogie. That is called factor of safety. Now we will see fatigue. When a material is subjected to repeated stresses, it fails at stresses before yield point stresses. Such a type of failure is called as fatigue failure. This failure caused due to progressive crack formation. Actually, these cracks are very small in size, that is fine and microscopic size, which can be seen by only microscope, not a human eye. Therefore, this failure may occur even without any prior indication. For example, at the time of moving the car, sometimes the axle is broken, which is accidentally broken. the cracks in the axle is not seen at the time of servicing of that car. Therefore, it is a minor crack which is progressively increasing, and after that accident will happen with the by failure of that axle. That is called a fatigue failure. Fatigue failure begins with the cracks at some points in a component. Cracks is more likely to be occur in the following reasons. Irregularities during machining operation such as machining, scratches, stamp mark or inspection marks. Internal cracks in the component material such as blowholes. While manufacturing the part with the casting, blowholes are generated into that material that can be produce a fatigue failure. Discontinuity such as oil holes or keyways. At the time of connecting the shaft and coupling, the keyway is provided to the shaft and coupling to connect both the shaft and coupling. From that keyway also a fatigue failure can be occur. Abrupt changes in cross section such as shoulders or steps or a axle of the car or any other vehicle, where the cross section of that axle it changes with dimension from one point to the another point of that axle. Fatigue failure depends upon the number of factors such as number of cycles, mean stress, stress amplitude, stress concentration, residual stresses, corrosion and creep. To summarize this video, we have seen that what is stress concentration, what is endurance limit, what is factor of safety and what is fatigue. In the next video, we will see the ergonomics and aesthetic consideration in machine design. Thank you.